Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch or the Switch 2 in this upcoming week. In terms of dates, we're going from the 11th of October up until the 17th to see if there's anything coming that's worth your time and money. So which games are coming out? Well, let's find out.
This episode was sponsored by Lost Eidolons Veil of the Witch, which is a turn-based tactical RPG that does have some roguelike elements that uses a grid-based battle system that's all about precise placement of your units, using different elemental combos and skill synergies to defeat the enemies. You can build a squad of up to 5 and you can even create hybrid classes, so there is a D&D feel when it comes to the way those characters are built. And I did mention roguelike elements. Each run is slightly different as you work your way across the island with an aim of defeating Felheart. This one retails at £19.99 or your regional equivalent, as you can see on the screen. It's got a 3.9GB download, and initial reviews as it came out on the 8th are very positive, and we'll have a full dedicated video of this one as well that focuses on the Nintendo Switch version. A big thanks to the publisher for sponsoring this episode. Do click the links to let them know that SwitchUp was a good place to sponsor.
A quick look at a game that is already out. This released on the 10th. This is Ys vs Trails in the Sky Alternative Saga. It's first released in 2010 on the PSP, although I think I'm right in saying just in Japan, and is a crossover fighting game taking characters from two of Falcom's franchises, being Ys and the Trails series, of course. The blurb doesn't give too much away, saying that the walls between legendary RPG series Ys and Trails are broken for the ultimate dream matchup. Fan-favourite heroes and rivals clash in battles once thought impossible, with support and beloved characters across Falcom's classic titles to aid you in the fight. As far as I understand, I think this is almost like a fighting game, a crossover fighting game, a bit like Smash Brothers in that respect, with different characters coming together, played from a top-down perspective. Not one I know a huge amount about. If you do know more, please do feel free to put it in the comments section. It's out now, as I already said, and it will sell for £29.99 or your regional equivalent. Moving on to the games coming out this week then, and the first of those is Spindle. This describes itself as an old-school action-adventure game about death and how we choose to deal with it. You embark on a quest accompanied by a trusty pig, learning what it truly means to be death. It says you awake on one fateful day in a world that feels utterly foreign to you, and make the surprising realization that you are indeed death themselves. You'll don the Grim Reaper's cape alongside the pet pig I mentioned earlier, who you can also play as according to the blurb, and explore a world filled with secrets, delving into 5 challenging dungeons, facing riddles and traps. It goes on to say that every battle will challenge you in a new way, from tiny creatures to giant bosses, and each character you meet will develop and change throughout the story. I do like the aesthetic. It's gone for that very heavily pixelated look, nice vibrant art style by the looks of it, with small kind of minimalized characters. This one's out on the 13th and it will sell for £17.99. Okay, next we have Just Dance 2026 edition. This one is for the Switch 1, I believe. I couldn't see mention of a Switch 2 release, which is surprising to me, I must say. There are a couple of different bundles on here. The 26th edition that I'm looking at is £44.99. There's an Ultimate Edition and a Deluxe Edition as well. You know the drill by now. This one features 40 new tracks, from chart-topping hits to timeless classics, so says the blurb. And you can dance solo, in co-op or competitively with up to 6 players locally, or I believe 6 players online as well. I'm a bit behind with how the Just Dance series works these days. I know there's like a Just Dance Plus something that you can sign up for and, I don't know, pay a subscription for, I assume. But the base game, £44.99 or your regional equivalent, and it's out on the 14th. Okay, then we have Chickenhare and the Treasure of Spiking Beard. This is a 3D platformer where it says you'll adventure, jump, climb and swing through several worlds on the quest for the 7 crystals to become a true treasure hunter with Chickenhare and friends. It goes on to say that you'll need to recover those 7 crystals before the dreaded Spiking Beard and save the kingdom from chaos. I had to look into this one because the blurb was speaking as if I should have known who Chickenhare was. So I did have a look and look into the character, and apparently it's based on a graphic novel initially, and there was a 2022 animated film called Chickenhare and the Hamster of Darkness. It looks like there's a sequel to that film coming out, will be out actually by the time you're watching this video, but that's not called the same as the game, so I don't think it's affiliated, which is a bit odd actually. But if you know more about Chickenhare than I do, and by knowing more you just have to know he existed to be honest, then this one's out on the 14th and it will cost £26.99 or your regional equivalent.
And Ed is super strong at breaking things and sliding. You can run, jump, solve puzzles, and discover a world full of secrets.
Okay, also this week then we've got Ball Cross Pit, which comes from Devolver Digital, and this is a brick-breaking, ball-fusing, base-building survival roguelite according to its blurb. It says that Ball Cross Pit is a fast-paced fantasy roguelite where heroes must find the balls to plunge deeper into a seemingly bottomless pit of monsters. Develop arcane ammunition and resources in pursuit of treasure, recruiting additional heroes to aid you in your perilous quest. There's a ball fusion system encouraging you to experiment with over 60 randomized balls. This blurb says balls way too much. To equip and combine during your journey, you'll discover overpowered combinations and unexpected synergies from the possible outcomes. You can expand the town of Ballbelon with over 70 unique buildings that provide gameplay bonuses and unlock further power-ups. Aside from the constant talk of balls, I do like the sound of it. It's a bit of Arkanoid with some sort of base building mechanic thrown in there as well. It always depends with these sort of games just how responsive the controls are to make sure that you can repel that ball and push it up further into the screen as quickly and accurately as you need to. But Devolver Digital do have a good track record of publishing good games and spotting good talent in terms of developers. This one's out on the 15th for £13.49. Okay, then we have Pokemon Legends Z to A. This is available on the Switch 1 and 2, a game that's obviously been in development for a while, and I would say probably people have a mixed opinion on based on what they've seen so far. The story of this one, it says an urban redevelopment plan is underway in Lumo City, which I think was at the place in the Pokemon X and Y games. I'm sure it's been in one of the previous Pokemon games. The goal to turn it into a place Pokemon and people can share. Shortly after arriving, you'll choose from one of these partner Pokemon, with the starters being Chikorita, Tepig, or Totodile. So obviously they are Pokemon from previous games. I think two of those were in Gold and Silver, weren't they? I don't think the other one was. It goes on to say that together you can explore the streets of this vast city or visit wild zones, habitats where you'll encounter wild Pokemon. We've spoken about this game a couple of times across various videos in the past. My biggest disappointment really is that this is a continuation of the Pokemon Legends that started with Arceus and had a completely different environment for you to explore. It went way back in time. They've gone more urban this time, which for me just feels a bit more generic. But I suppose we'll see how it all comes together when it does release. It's out on the 16th. It will cost you £49.99 for the Switch 1 version or £58.99 for the Switch 2, and there would have been regional equivalents at the bottom of your screen.
After you use one, a move can be used again when it recharges. Careful though, different moves recharge at different speeds, so consider which ones you want to use.
And finally for the week then we've got Lumo 2. This sequel follows its predecessor in coming to the Switch. The first one came out in 2016, arriving on the Switch after its release a year later, and it's a 3D isometric perspective puzzle game. Harkens back to some of the classic games of kind of the home computer era. I did play the original and very much enjoyed it. It did feel like a throwback to those classic games of the Spectrum, Amiga, Commodore era, that sort of thing. This one promises gameplay that never stops evolving. It says here, grab your hat, light your staff, and leap into a world of shifting landscapes and interconnected rooms, each a meticulously designed puzzle box. There are 100 rooms to explore, with platform challenges and puzzles, 3 minigames to master, 25 cassettes to hunt down, and 20 ducks to collect that require you to master the controls. As it mentioned there, it does look like the perspective has shifted slightly this time. There is still that isometric viewpoint, but it does look as if there are levels that change that up as well. This one's going to release on the 17th of October for £19.99, or again, your regional equivalent. So that's it, another week of Nintendo Switch releases. Do any of those games interest you? Will you be picking any of them up? Please do let us know in the comment section below. I just want to say quickly that we've released a second channel, and thank you very much to those of you that have subscribed so far. It's been lovely to see the support over there. It's going to be more gameplay centric, so it's going to be non-commentary gameplay videos. The reason for this was that we found that a lot of people mentioned that aside reviews, their other big source of content they watched when deciding whether to buy a game was non-commentary gameplay. And because we didn't want to put that on this channel, we like to have our videos be very curated and succinct. We decided to start a second channel where we can cater to that audience too. Now, they're still going to be curated. It's not just going to be the first 30 minutes of a game. They're going to be tailored so that you can get a nice look at each game and a good section of a few different levels, that sort of thing. Perhaps comparisons from Switch 1 to Switch 2 if it's appropriate. And there may be other videos on the channel as it grows a bit. We may even cover other consoles on there to some degree. But yeah, it would be lovely if you could subscribe and give some of those videos a watch if it's something that interests you. There'll be a card to it in the top right hand corner of this video. Don't forget, if you're looking for eShop credit to pick any games up, you can use our website switchup.gg, and doing so gets you 5% of your purchase price back as cashback. There's also a link down into PlayAsia if you want to import any games. Just use the link and the code stated and you get yourself 5% off of your order. Thank you to our patrons and our channel members for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.